Oh, you know what I should have done is open the document I need.
Oh my god.
A classic.
A classic move. I really, I probably could just wing it.
Probably.
Man, we're going to make a lot of jokes about winging it, aren't we?
I don't know if all of them are gonna fly.
I take it back. This podcast is a bad idea. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Midlight Crisis, a real podcast hosted by three grown-up biologists revisiting books from our teens, and it's totally cool. I am one of your hosts, Sophie, and today I have a randomly generated bird species. We're still figuring out how to introduce that one. Hold on, let me take it again, because that's not the whole of it. Okay, wait. I have a randomly generated bird species with superpowers. It's a work in progress. Anyway.
We're workshopping it.
Yeah, the species and the magic power that I have today is that I am a brainless brick chickadee.
Oh my god.
Who put brainless in? That's not a superpower.
I mean, it could be.
It could be.
Could it?
Sophie, you're the jellyfish person.
You're right.
You should be advocating for brainlessness.
Jellyfish are pretty magical.
What if your superpower is that you have a neural network instead of a brain?
Wow. Yeah.
Or it's that you can no, wait, that's just shape-shifting.
I actually started life with a brain, and then like a tunicate, I just slowly lost it because it was too much work.
Too much.
That happened to me when I turned 27.
I'm gonna be a filter feeder now.
There you go.
Don't need a brain for that. Anyway, what are you guys? And who are you?
My name's Sam, but I am a spooky tundra cormorant.
Wow.
Okay.
A spooky one.
I don't know what spooky is as a superpower.
I still has to go through this generator.
Listen, you try coming up with 100 different superpowers, okay?
It is difficult. I did put some very interesting ones in there after Hannah took all the good ones. So spooky might have been me, because I did go on a rampage on it during Halloween, I think. So,
oh my god.
Yeah, Sam, you put nasal spray in there. Like, no one's allowed to make fun of my
nasal spray is something. Spooky is not.
No, nasal spray was the noun, but
no.
spooky.
No, it's it's under superpower.
I have no explanation. I don't know why. Maybe how is nasal spray a superpower?
You know, it's like those lizards that shoot blood out of their eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, but I shoot it out of my nose.
Ew.
Well, you don't, because you're just spooky. That's your superpower.
Yeah, anyways.
Have you ever seen a ghost? Checkmate. They're spooky.
Ghosts explicitly do a lot of things other than be spooky.
Yeah, but they also are spooky.
Anyway. Okay, what are you, Hannah?
I'm adding ghost to the list of superpowers.
Is a ghost.
A ghost.
At this point, we're just using Neopets paintbrushes.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm a ghost brick chickadee.
Okay, anyway.
Anyway.
If we're finished roasting my generator.
Yeah.
My name is Hannah, but today I am a necromantic sandwich owl.
Wow. See, that's a superpower.
Yeah, it sort of sounds like something that might have been in the Guardians of Ga'Hoole series.
Yeah.
Sure.
A sandwich owl?
More than necromancy owl. The sandwich.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Do they know what sandwiches are?
I bet those owls make sandwiches. They had like kitchens and shit.
There's a mouse in between two pieces of bread.
Rolled up and like
two other mice.
Two other mice? Gross.
Anyway, we're not going to talk about the Guardians of Ga'Hoole because that's not the book we're reading. We're reading a very different book.
We should read the Guardians
of
Ga'Hoole.
No.
Okay.
Those the bonus episodes. No.
Oh yes. Patreon.
Yeah, for Patreon. No. We're reading Maximum Ride, The Angel Experiment. Obviously, of course.
Of course.
And as mentioned previously, we are doing 4 chapters at a time because, spoilers, we read 4 chapters this time and they were 5 pages in total.
Yes.
So that's why we're reading 4 chapters
Oh
at
my
a time.
God.
But yeah, if you guys want to tell us what happened in those 4 chapters, that would be great.
Sure thing. So chapter 1 starts us off with a chase scene. Max is running away from the school and being chased down by the Erasers, which are those half-man, half-wolf guardians of the school that we heard about in the prologue. Max makes it all the way to the cliff's edge and makes the decision to jump off the cliff and take her first flight. And in the last line of the chapter, she declares, "I'm not going to die today." But, as the start of chapter 2 tells us, it's all actually a dream about when Max actually escaped from the school, and this is a common occurrence for her. She then goes on to tell us that her and her family are safe living on a mountainside house shaped like an E on its side. They don't have anyone else there with them, though they did have a guy named Jeb who used to be around, but disappeared 2 years ago and is now assumed dead. Now Max is basically head of the family since she's the oldest, and the chapter ends with someone saying good morning to Max. And Hannah, take it away.
Well, chapter 3 opens with the gas man entering the kitchen.
Sorry. I just can't take the gas man seriously.
Oh my God, me neither. And then from there we meet the rest of the flock, and that's pretty much all that happens in these 2 chapters. So first, we
Wow.
have the gas man, aka Gazzy, who is 8 years old and farts a lot. He can imitate voices and is a biological sibling to Angel, who is 6 and can read minds. There is Nudge, who is 11, and so far that's all she is. And then there are Iggy, Fang, and Max, who are all 14. Iggy is blind and good at cooking, and Fang is a classic dark-haired, quiet male secondary character who Max will surely fall in love with at some point. And now that we've met all of the characters, they all have breakfast together and go to pick strawberries, and then all of a sudden some erasers show up, and the chapter ends on a cliffhanger. Ooh.
Dun dun dun.
That's 2 chapters worth of information, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hannah, you forgot that Nudge also talks a lot.
Oh yes, she does talk a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
That's
we
the other
learned.
thing about Nudge. The only other thing.
Yeah.
I have it in my head that she's black, but she's not described physically. Everyone else is given a physical description of some kind.
She's also black in my memories, so I
Okay, so
think
she
she
must
does
be.
get described at some point.
At some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, I think the only... Oh yeah, I guess everyone else did get described.
Yeah.
I was like, did Gasman get described? No, I think Angel got described, and then he was like, he looks like her.
No, Gasman has blonde hair and big blue eyes.
Oh, no wonder
Yeah.
his sister is named Angel.
I know. And her hair is like super blonde and curly, and she's Max's favorite. And I remember almost nothing about her except I found her super creepy.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's like, it's always weird that it's like, oh, and she's my favorite. And it's like, well, everyone else is like the same age as you. So,
Right?
like, you're allowed to feel parental-ish over a 6-year-old. It would be weird if you felt that way over everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, like Max says that she's been taking care of Angel since she was a baby.
Yeah.
So like it makes sense that she would have some kind of protective or maternal feeling about her.
Yeah. Oh, I guess sucks to be the gas man. Who's
Yeah,
like,
right?
Not that much older.
Not that much older, and literally is named over the fact that he has bowel
Yeah.
issue. He has like IBS.
Okay.
I wrote IBS child for him.
Yeah.
This is not fair to this poor child.
Yeah.
Who just
Right?
has stomach issues. Like, just give him some probiotic. Help him feel better. Don't name him the gas man.
Like, he's literally just
This poor kid.
a comedic
Yeah.
side note his whole existence.
He's literally named after the fact that he farts, and like that's all he does so far. Except imitate voices like a
Wild.
parrot, which is also just a comedic thing
Yeah.
so far.
I don't like it.
Maybe he'll have some thrilling character growth. Who
Surely.
knows? Surely.
In this book, I have such
Uh.
high hopes. Sophie, I am so sorry. I read these 4 chapters and I was like, I hate this.
the
Yeah.
way these are written is absolutely wild. Like, every sentence is a new paragraph.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's, oh my god. It's written to be appealing for, like, edgy teens.
But also like no one older than 12, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Right, Sophie?
Well,
Oh.
how old was I in? When did it come out?
I mean, I read it at 15, 16, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, I think I was like somewhere between 12 to 14, but I'm not sure.
I was gonna say, I think I was 14 when I read it because I was like, wow, if this
Yeah.
could be me.
Oh my god. I did have that thought also. I was like, this book is driving me crazy, but wow.
But wow, it could be me.
Okay, this was another 2005 publication. So, like, you know how we said we were rereading books from our teens? What we actually meant was specifically we were rereading books from 2005
Yeah, when we were
Yeah.
teens.
when we were teens.
Yeah.
Were we even teens? I mean, I guess technically. I turned 13 at the
I
end
was,
of 2005.
yeah, I was 14 when this book came out. Okay, great.
Sophie was the only one.
Yeah.
Technically a teen. That's a Gravity Falls reference for everybody out there. who
Oh, yeah?
and also watches Gravity Falls. Anyway, I want to go back to the first chapter
Uh-huh.
because I want to talk about these wings.
Heck, yes.
Yeah, complain about this book all you want. They gave us numbers on the
They
first
gave us numbers
page.
in the first chapter. Woo!
This is why I was like, listen, this book I think is going to be a good choice because they actually do stuff like this where they say Max unfurls her wings and they're 13 feet across, pale tan with white streaks and some freckly looking brown spots.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
they've been described.
Oh my gosh, so exciting. What kind of bird is this that has... like, it could just be too generic at this point.
Yeah, it could be literally everything. I feel like at some point it's revealed that they're all based on like hawks or falcons or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did some math.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Maximum math.
To maximum math.
Maximum right.
Stop it. Maximum ride.
Maximum right, my favorite book.
Oh no.
Stop it. I'm doing math. Pay attention. Okay, well, I had to make a lot of assumptions before I do this math because I had to assume that Max is average sized for a 14-year-old. But again, I think she might have like bird bones.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have to come back to this math. But I assumed that the average 14-year-old girl is like 5'4". And so with a 13-foot wingspan, if she was also like human sized.
I assume she's human sized.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if she was human sized, she would need to have wings that are like a certain, not only length, but like width. Because we talked about this in the dragon episodes. But there's a thing called wing loading, where the total mass of the flying thing divided by the area of the wing can't exceed 25 kilograms per meter squared, because then it just can't fly because the body is too heavy to be lifted by the wings. And so based on that 25 kilograms per meter squared, I figured that Max has to have wings that are not only 13 feet wide, but a meter and a half, well, under a meter and a half wide. Wait, I already said wide. You know, the other measurement.
The other dimension? Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Long.
perpendicularly to the other one.
So they basically have to be as big as her, if not bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like,
Makes sense.
kind of makes sense.
It
Like,
does make
birds'
sense.
wings are most of their body length.
Yeah.
Usually. But if you want to know a bird that has the closest wing loading to that,
Okay.
it's a mirror.
Oh.
Oh?
They're not elegant.
They are very not elegant. Mirrors are like so heavy that they almost can't fly. And when they're babies, they like take off from the cliff face and then essentially just glide until they hit the ground and bounce until they end up in the water. It's very funny. I fully recommend watching videos of mirrors flying, but they're like not that close to 25 kilograms per meter squared. So basically, I just need more information. But until then, imagine Max flying
Like a mirror.
like a mirror.
Okay.
Which is a lot of flapping for very little progress.
I feel like that kind of works though, because like I was trying to picture how a human with wings would fly. And there's the classic superhero movie Flying where they're like relatively horizontal.
Yeah.
But unless they have the most intense like ab strength to be able to hold their human legs up behind them, that seems unrealistic. But then where do their legs go?
I think about this all the time.
Okay.
Pivot point for the wings is like your shoulder blade.
Yeah.
Unlike a traditional, I guess, angel,
Yeah.
a biblically accurate angel. No.
A biblically inaccurate angel.
Yeah.
The kind of angel you would find in a nativity scene.
Yeah. It's like, it's like the shoulder blades. If you imagine trying to hold your body, like if you're
God.
doing a push up and you try and lift your legs up off the ground, that doesn't work. Like,
That's
Can you imagine?
oh my god. I feel like I've seen press ups are a thing that exist for really, really strong like gymnasts or like circus performers.
yeah.
Into a handstand, and I feel like occasionally you see someone who does a plank and then somehow like transitions to a handstand.
Yeah, but they always move, like their arms are moved down towards their hips when they do that.
Yeah.
They bring the breast, like,
Yeah.
So the center of mass in a human is not designed to be horizontal from the shoulders.
From the shoulders.
You know?
Can you just imagine? Can you imagine them flying just like in a standing position though? With their wings like out to the side and their feet
Yeah.
they've just got their arms crossed like they're strolling around.
Yeah. Or alternatively, they are horizontal, but they have their like legs tucked up, like they bend their knees.
And then they like hold them with their arms so they're in a little ball under their wings.
Oh my god.
I feel like that's genuinely, they must have to like hold their legs up to their chest, either just with pure muscle strength or with their arms.
Yeah, they definitely don't, but they
No,
should.
but they should.
Yeah, this is why, in my opinion, if you're gonna design a human with wings, the wings should be down by like the small of your back or
Yeah.
your hips.
Yeah. I've seen a couple things like that. It looks unsettling.
I was gonna say, what if you have like a really long torso and short legs?
Then you tilt forward a little bit when you're flying and your neck gets sore trying to
guess.
see in front
Yeah.
of you.
Yeah.
Gotta move the eyes onto the top of the head then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like on the top of your forehead.
Yeah.
Or you could just do what like the barrel-eye fish do and just have an entirely transparent head so that your eyes can just kind of look out wherever they need to.
Yeah, that's I think the best solution. Just
Yeah.
transparent head.
Yeah, transparent head.
I do want to talk about an extinct bird that could be the same size as Max though.
Okay.
Just so quick.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's no extant bird with a 13-foot wingspan.
No, the biggest extant bird, not the biggest extant bird, the longest, widest wingspan, I guess, is the wandering albatross.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a 9-foot average wingspan.
Wow.
Yeah, which is a big.
That is big.
That's almost 13 feet.
Uh-huh. It's pretty close.
Yeah, the largest extinct bird that has been found to this point that could still fly is the giant teratorn, or Argentavis magnificens.
Wow, what a name.
Yeah, and it is probably the heaviest bird that could fly. It doesn't have the longest wingspan anymore. There's like an extinct albatross that has recently been found with like a 24-foot wingspan.
Oh my god.
Cheapers.
24 feet!
What the heck?
But yeah, the Argentavis has like 16 to 21 foot wings. So still bigger than maximum. Ride. That's going to be confusing.
Yikes.
But like Max's wings probably will get bigger as she grows, right?
Yeah, like she's still a juvenile.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, that was technically correct, but felt gross to say.
Yeah, maybe she's already at her, oh my god, maximum size. Oh no, I hate this. I actually hate it. This book was a mistake.
Not to make it super gross, but that's what we do here. That's the like Chuck Tingle parody version.
Oh no.
No. Size.
No.
How could you do this to us?
Sorry. I thought of it and I had to share.
It's okay, I'm editing this episode. I'll cut it out.
Yeah, you should probably do that. It was gross. Uh,
But yeah, so this the giant Territorn was probably like 150 to 160 pounds. So
Okay.
like, you know,
That's reasonable for a teenage girl.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's all I had about it. But there was a bird that could fly that conceivably was around human sized.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, well, there you go.
There you go.
The thing I find interesting about this first chapter in which Max flies is that she says it's the first time she has ever flown. Which
Yeah.
I guess is to emphasize the fact that she has basically been, like, raised in captivity and has never been allowed to, I was about to say stretch her wings, but, like, literally that. But I was also curious about that, in that, like, why would you go through the trouble of engineering 6 bird people and not teach them to fly? Like, isn't that the whole point? Maybe this will be revealed later. We are only 4 chapters / 5 pages into the book, but
Yeah.
that seemed curious to me.
Yeah, it might be that they just wanted to test general survivor rate or something, or like
Mhm.
just collect preliminary data, like especially if they're all the first attempt at this.
Yeah, they're the pilot study.
That would make sense. Like you don't want them to escape because how are you going to control them when they're flying, right?
True.
I guess they could design a giant cage. I feel
Yeah.
really bad saying
feel-
that.
I know, I feel really, really creepy.
Yeah. I guess I do know how to keep birds within an enclosure, but it's
Yeah. We are all professional, or I guess ex-professional, keeping things in a confined space people.
animal keepers.
Birds are like different though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flighted birds are a little
Yeah.
different. You
Yeah.
gotta-
Yeah, but like they could have an aviary for these children.
I mean, the thing is they're a lot bigger than your standard bird.
That's
They'd
true.
have to have like a hockey arena.
Well, it's fiction.
Yeah.
The aviary they make in Jurassic Park. I think it's like what, the third one or something? She said something up like that. We're supposed to be in some sort of dystopian future, I'm assuming. So I'm assuming there's the technology to build a giant aviary. So like, yeah, to Hannah's
Yeah.
point, why have they not been taught to fly? But also, can they just fly like that, like the way she did?
Right?
Is that not something like you need to develop muscles to do to keep yourself up?
Yeah, or the skills.
Yeah.
Presumably there's a large instinctual component. But again, if they're only 2% bird, then what if they didn't get the genes that relate to flying instinct and they only got the physiology?
Well,
Yeah.
that's it. And it's like, if they're also being kept in captivity, you can assume there's some sort of muscle atrophy going on, right?
Yeah.
Like their muscles are degrading, unless I don't remember exactly what happens to them in the school, but
No, me neither.
I'm assuming it's all bad. So I can't see them having the muscles in their backs to support flying like that
Mhm.
right away. But then maybe it's a
Mhm.
flight or flight response.
Ha.
A lot of puns.
Hey.
This
Hey, I made a
season.
funny.
I feel like maybe this doesn't really track because they're all different ages.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like maybe the fledgling period is like longer because Max would
yeah.
have been 12
Yeah.
when they escaped, I guess, because they were here.
Yes.
They've been here for 2 years.
2
Yeah.
years minimum, too.
Yeah,
Angel
which
would've
means
been
Angel would
4.
have been
She would have
4.
been 4.
So it's very clear they're a found family. You're welcome, Hannah.
Hell, yes.
And they wouldn't leave without each other, you know?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so it could have just been that they weren't allowed to fly in the school, or they were only allowed to do like quote unquote practice,
Mhm.
I don't know, wing workouts or whatever.
Mhm.
And they didn't want to fly to escape until Angel could. So maybe
Mm.
it takes until they're like 4 to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
The thing that bothered me about that is in this first chapter where Max is running, she could outrun any man, and so could Angel, who was 6. But then Angel is still
Oh.
6 when she wakes up 2 years later.
Oh, interesting.
That is
Yeah.
interesting.
Unless this is just, you're supposed to assume this is dream logic, where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
we're all the same age we are now, but she's remembering what happened, you know?
Isn't there something about Angel that further stuff was done to her?
Oh yeah, she's fucking weird.
I think so, yeah. I remember that too.
My brain is like, isn't it something that she doesn't age? But now I'm just thinking that because you said that, Hannah. But I feel like there was something more done to Angel. Like, she's more
Yeah.
special than the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got real main character energy.
Oh my god, so
Yes.
much. Doesn't she end up being too, or maybe not too, but really neurologically advanced for her age?
Yeah.
I think so. That sounds right.
I think she also has gills later.
Oh my god.
Doesn't she can like,
What?
She can talk. I'm pretty sure she can Aquaman talk to animals
yeah.
later and
What?
breathe underwater. And yeah, it's wild.
Isn't she like
wow.
evil later?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
Probably.
I remember
Ugh.
something like that.
Anyway.
Yeah,
Anyway.
okay. Moral of the whole thing. Maybe she is actually sick since she has some sort of anti-aging thing.
She's just 6 forever. But then Max says that she's been taking care of Angel since Angel was a baby.
Oh man, I don't know.
I think this is Dream. Like Max knows that Angel is 6
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And so she's just saying she's 6.
Yeah. I feel like it's probably that, but I did get a little,
Yeah.
I was like, huh?
Huh?
Excuse me? Well, and we know Jeb disappeared 2 years ago, but he did take care of the whole flock before that.
Oh right. So it's probably before that even.
Yeah,
so
like
then,
if we give them an extra like year maybe with Jeb to learn how to be independent,
Yeah.
then Angel would have been 3,
Yeah.
which is not necessarily an age that's known for being able to outrun a grown man.
But
But
yeah, I mean I think this is still like currently all of them can outrun men.
yes, currently they can, yes. But then how
Yeah.
did they get away the first time? I suppose surely we will find out, right?
Yeah.
I'm just
yes.
apparently impatient for information.
Yeah. We're only 4 chapters in.
We're only 4
Hannah, come
chapters in.
on.
Yeah. To be fair, a lot has happened in those 5 pages.
A lot has happened. Classic YA book. A lot happens
A
in
lot
5
happens.
pages.
Yeah, even I am annoyed that this book started with a dream because that is one of my least favorite tropes. Even though we get some interesting information from it, it's like, ooh, we read the first chapter, and then in chapter 2, it's like, Max wakes up, which, on another note, was very funny having just read
Yeah.
Aragon.
Yes.
She does not fall asleep again in any of these chapters.
No,
though.
she doesn't. She's awake for all the rest of the time, but I did yell when Max woke up at the start of the chapter.
Congratulations, Max.
She
Yeah.
truly is the protagonist.
I mean, it was a very fun way to reveal the wings, you know?
Yeah,
It's a very dramatic first chapter.
it is extremely dramatic. I was
Yeah.
super on board with it.
Yeah.
And then it was that's part of the problem though, that it was like, oh yeah, like I'm so interested to see like how she's gonna get away, and like, oh my god, she's flying, like how does she fly to safety? And then she wakes up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I got my hopes up for nothing.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I feel like that's what's going to happen at the beginning of chapter 5.
Yes, probably.
But anyway.
But anyway, another thing about chapter 1, because
Okay.
really, listen, okay, not much happens in chapters 2 through 4.
No.
It's just like Max and the kids waking up and having breakfast.
Mhm.
They describe each other. That's literally all we get. It's just character introductions. But in chapter 1, Max is running from the Erasers, who we know already from the prologue are basically werewolves. And then she starts getting nervous because she hears the baying of bloodhounds. And I was like, oh, interesting. Like, they must have made the Erasers turn into, like, bloodhounds so they'd be fast for tracking. But then
Oh.
it turns out that the Erasers just also have bloodhounds.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, the actual dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
They do.
why do you think that was necessary?
I think the erasers are just for fighting.
They don't
Yeah.
track?
I don't think they're for tracking.
Why don't they have like a subspecies that's for tracking?
Listen, this is the first. I'm pretty sure we're also going to find out that they're the first erasers. Like,
right, yeah.
so
Good
they
point.
haven't had time for that yet.
Yes, that'll be in Gen 2.
Yeah. Also, like, wild that you picked wolves and just general birds
Yeah,
for your
just-
science experiments instead of being like, I don't know, gorillas or
Yeah.
some kind of monkey.
A little closer
Yeah.
to a human.
Yeah.
Especially for the erasers, right? If they just want to be fighting machines, like, gorillas are pretty strong, like, orangutans are super strong.
Everyone agrees.
Everyone
Primates are
agrees.
terrifying.
Yep.
I do not like primates. They are so scary.
Yep.
So scary.
Extremely unsettling. I do not enjoy them. Ugh. And wolves are just like big dog.
Big dog.
Big dog, so
They were
fluffy.
probably just like, hey, we could make a werewolf. Lol.
I mean, yeah, that's what I would do if I were a med scientist.
Yeah.
Which is probably why they also came up with like, oh my god, do you think we can give people bird wings?
Yeah.
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 Okay, ooh. So if they are making werewolves and bird people, because the only two things really connecting those are that they're like kind of fun.
Yeah, like already exist.
Yeah, they must have like a fish man, right?
They could make a minotaur.
Ooh, a
Yeah.
minotaur.
Centaur.
And yeah, they could make a mermaid.
a gorgon.
A gorgon.
I
would
don't know
be
about a
good.
gorgon. Yeah.
Well,
Half snake.
snakes for hair.
Well, if it was half snake, it would be like a naga.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. That then.
But also a gorgon would like track. So you're right. They could make Spider-Man,
Wait, but not like that.
but not like that. I mean, maybe like that. They made fucking angel able to read minds. They can probably make just some guy really sticky.
Yeah.
Although that would be more like a tree frog, probably. Tree frog
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, because if they made Spider-Man, it would just be like the Scorpion King from the third Mummy movie.
Oh my
Sure.
god. Or do you remember the this makes me think of Spy Kids 2, where there's all the like weird cross animals. Do you guys
Yeah.
remember that? And
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
The spider monkey.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Okay, now I'm trying to imagine if each of us was the mad scientist.
Uh-huh.
Hannah would have half people, half right whales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just an extremely large person. I would make really fat mermaids.
Yeah. They'd be so big.
They would have no knees. I would abolish mermaids with knees. Get them out of my planet. Nope.
Yeah. Well, they
Mhm.
would have to have, and they
Uh-uh.
wouldn't do the up and down swimming. They'd do,
No.
or they
they'd
would do up and down. They wouldn't do
Yeah.
side to side.
Yeah, they would be horizontal swimmers
Yeah, with mammal
with
tails,
no knees.
not scaled fish tails.
No, mammal tails, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I'd make some really fat mermaids with whale tails and no
Yeah.
knees.
Or they would be half lobster.
Oh my god, lobster claws for hands.
Lobster claws for hands.
Yeah.
Just creepy lobster eyeballs.
They can swim backwards really fast and
Yeah.
walk forwards really slowly.
Yeah.
And they pee out of their faces.
Yeah, it's a good time for everybody.
One of them becomes best friends with a gas man because his name is the piss guy.
Why did they let them
My
name
God.
themselves? They're 5-year-old boys.
It's like, we should have known this would happen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is my best friend Fart.
Fart man.
Fart man.
Terrible. Absolutely
okay.
terrible.
No, they could be friends with Sam's creature, which would be
Oh.
half sea urchin.
I was like a horrifying
Oh!
urchin creature.
Yeah. It would have 5 human torsos on top
Ah!
Oh, I was just more thinking a human with like spikes all over them. I
spikes,
was not
yeah.
thinking of pentasymmetry as being a defining
of
feature.
it. It's an urchin, except instead of 2 feet, it has human legs.
No! That is the worst visual you've ever put
Yeah,
in my
right.
head.
Okay, it would just be
With like just the human face like right in the center.
This is terrible.
you flip it over and instead of the Aristotle's lantern, it's just human teeth.
It's just teeth and it says, hey,
Hey, what's up?
hey. It opens its like big human eyes and it's like, put me back. And it tries to kick you with all of its feet.
And then it just has like a perfect butt on top of it.
It's just a perfect butt. Would it be a pentaradial butt? Would it have 5 butt cheeks?
Jesus Christ.
We're such a good mad scientist.
Damn, yours is the best.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
fine.
do anything. You guys did all of it. I was gonna put a human with spikes, but you
No, that's
took
good
it
too.
somewhere.
A human covered in 2 feet is also good.
That would be also good. Now I just have a literal image of a sea urchin with a bunch of legs sticking out of it.
I'm
How
just
dare
imagining a sea
you?
urchin with a butt.
No, 5 butt cheeks.
Please
Ugh.
draw me a sea urchin with 5 butt cheeks.
5 butts on top. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Okay, I also want for the human version. It
Uh-huh.
opens its mouth and it's got an Aristotle's lantern in there and it's
No.
horrible.
That's so
That is
scary.
horrifying. That is
That's
body
terrifying.
horror at its
That is
finest.
body horror.
Oh my god.
my god. Abs hurt from laughing.
I'm gonna piss
This is a
myself.
lot. Oh. No, that's your
Piss
lobster.
man.
That's my lobster. I'm piss man. Oh no. Shit. And Sophie.
I'm gonna just cut out the part where you just said, I'm piss man. That's just gonna be. I'm saving it. I'm saving it in 18 locations so it never gets lost.
That should be the cold open.
I'm pissed man.
I'm not usually on the receiving side of edit bullying. I don't like this.
Oh my god. Okay. What were we
what a
talking
good
about?
podcast. Your mad
Oh, yeah.
scientist thing.
Sure. It's just exactly the
It's
same
just-
as Sam's, except it's a jellyfish.
Except it's a jellyfish.
Yeah.
With 5. Well, jellyfish don't have pentaradial symmetry, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's-
I guess with jellyfish it would be, but yeah. Wow.
Would it be brainless?
Nematocysts all over its arms. Yeah, it has no brain.
No, it would just have a visible brain in the middle of it.
Ew.
No. Oh.
A human brain right in the middle of the jellyfish.
Right in the middle of the gonads.
Oh.
Yeah, 4 of them.
4.
Okay, but
So
like,
I'm the piss man, and Sophie's person has 4 dicks on top of their head.
Yeah.
oh my god.
Jellyfish don't have those.
Sorry, you're right.
Got babies on the brain, literally. Anyway, wow. That was a good time. I forget what got us to that point.
You know, it's hard to say.
science. Anyway, let's talk
science.
about something else.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I want to talk about my only note that I have for chapter 2.
Okay.
Which is in alternating lowercase and uppercase. I just wrote no grown-ups.
Yeah.
because
No grown-ups.
Because there's a part where Max is like, and the best part, no grown-ups, after she talks about Jeb leaving.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And Max is the oldest, so she has to take care of everyone, even though she, Fang, and Iggy were all born within 4 months of each other. So
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
It's because of gender roles.
because
Yeah.
of gender roles, yeah. Fang is gonna be the dad friend, I guess.
Yeah, but don't worry, because Max is very sure to say that she's not a fembot.
Not
So
a
she's not
fembot.
good at cooking.
I almost closed the book when I read that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's so I'm not like other girls.
Ugh. And like in
yeah.
such a degrading way too. It's not just like
Yeah.
I'm not much of a woman or whatever. It's like I'm not a fembot. It's like, whoa, Max,
Yeah.
no.
It's
like-
like I should care that a dude can cook better than I can, but I don't because I'm cool.
I hate it. I hate all
hate
of it.
Yeah.
I would have eaten that up when I was 12 though.
Yeah,
Like,
me too.
yeah, I'm also not like the other girls.
I'd be like, wow, she's so different and cool.
Yeah, uh-huh.
It's okay.
James Patterson
Yeah.
and whatever her name was, the ghostwriter that got me.
You know what's great is
Uh-huh.
that other people can cook and I can't. And I love that. That's
Yeah.
a great thing.
Uh-huh. Are you speaking as yourself or as Max?
As me.
Ah.
Like, I'm not going to sit there and be like, wow, imagine.
True, yeah.
You can instead just be like, I'm not good at this. And other humans can be good
Someone
at
else
it.
can do it. Uh-huh.
That's fine.
Yeah, my thing is sports, which unfortunately doesn't really work out. Or I guess I don't really work out.
Oh, that you don't like them?
I don't. I'm bad at sports and
Oh.
exercising, but I can't have
Oh.
someone do it for me.
That's unfortunate, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway,
Maybe if you were more of a fembot, you would
Yeah.
care.
yeah, then I wouldn't care so much.
Yeah.
So Sophie, you need an Iggy who is, it seems, the best cook of the
Yeah, that would be ideal, but not like a 14-year-old.
not like a 14-year-old.
Like an adult,
Like yeah, like a grown-up would be super chill.
not 14.
Oh god. I also like that in chapter 2, when they describe the house, it's shaped like an E on its side, which I liked because when I was in university, I lived in a residence building that was shaped exactly like that. So I was like, oh. But the ends of the E, so I guess like the 3 hulls, are just on stilts over the edge of the cliff, which is fine when you're a bird kid, I guess.
Yeah.
And I liked that they were described using the word cantilevered, mostly because it like reminds me of a person that we all used to work with. He and I went on an epic quest to learn what the word cantilever meant when we were like trying to get a ladder for a particularly precarious aquarium exhibit.
What does cantilever mean?
It basically means like something that extends out over, up and away from its base point. So
Oh.
in this case, it would be like that there are struts holding out the floor of this house, and then the struts are like angled back into the cliff.
Okay. I can't imagine that would be fun to be Jeb,
Right?
the
Nope.
non-winged adult.
And presumably he built it. Or
Yeah?
did they just like find this house up
That's
in the
what
mountains?
I was wondering. I was like, did they build it or did they just find it? Because that seems lucky.
It does seem lucky.
How many major spoilers do we want to talk about?
Oh, go for it.
Oh, yeah.
No spoiler alerts in this podcast. The whole thing
Yeah.
is full of spoilers.
Okay, well, because Jeb works for the school.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
evil, right?
And
Yeah.
so I'm pretty sure the house was like built by the school as like the next step of their training.
Oh, that
think.
does. Yeah, that
Mm,
sounds
mhm.
familiar.
Right, to like let them believe that they escaped and then
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
they're gonna catch them again later or something like that.
Yeah. Show up with giant butterfly nets.
Yeah. Like a bird mist net
Like a
Like-
mist net.
that they put out at dawn and they just have bird eyes so they can't see it.
They can't see.
Oh god.
They have like human eyes so they can't see in the dark. So they like
Yeah.
go out and
Get stuck in a giant volleyball net. Curse you, volleyball.
I was like, damn it. Not again.
Not again. They play. Okay, wait. I banded birds for a little while, and the way they would get the birds into the mist net is they would play like chickadee alarm calls. Because chickadees, like, if other birds hear a certain chickadee alarm call, they'll all like come over to mob
Yeah.
the predator. So now I'm imagining they just like play chickadee calls, and the human bird hybrids were like, we have to go there.
Oh my god. Isn't it like someone taught me that the universal sound to make a bird come over to you is to go psh, 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 psh.
Yeah, that's the bird sound.
That's the bird sound.
I think it is because it mimics an alarm call.
Yeah, that's what I was told. So they put up like all of these nets, and then someone hides in the bushes and goes psh, 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 psh.
Yeah.
And they're
And
like,
they can't stop themselves.
we gotta go.
They gotta go over there for some reason.
For some reason.
I love all of the headcanons we have already.
Yep.
Yes.
We're gonna have a good time with this book. Maybe not reading it, but talking about it.
What are you talking about?
I'm already not having a good time reading it.
Yeah, you didn't like the end of chapter 3 where it was like, oh yeah, that's another special thing about Angel. She can read minds.
No.
Yeah, I didn't like that actually.
I didn't like it at all.
Weird.
It's like, great, yeah.
The writing is very over the top.
Yeah.
I feel like the dialogue is like kind of fun so far.
Yeah, so far.
So far.
Yeah, and like, I am very aware that this is not written for me,
Yeah.
and that's fine. I'm gonna complain about it because that's the
Yeah.
point of this podcast. But like, there's nothing actually wrong with it. It's just a style that I don't like because I'm no longer 12.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's okay because I'm gonna be the you from Aragon.
Yeah.
Where I'm the apologist.
Uh-huh. It's a pretty fun role,
I
but it will hurt your feelings just a little bit.
the nostalgia. I was not expecting to remember as much of this book as I am.
Wow, exciting.
It's a good time.
Would you say your memories have dropped out of the sky like spiders?
I was about to bring up that moment.
Which is
Oh,
what the erasers do at the end of chapter 4. Reminder
Yeah.
that the erasers are werewolves. They're half human, half wolf, and they drop out of the sky like spiders.
Yeah, I am interested to see because like first of all, they dropped out of the sky like spiders. And they already have like wolfish muzzles, huge
Yeah.
canines, and reddish glinting eyes. And so I'm trying to figure but then it explicitly said they turn into wolf-like
Mhm.
whatever. So I'm like, did they already change?
Well, she does say they're men with wolfish muzzles.
Yeah.
I'm imagining like Weregarurumon, kind of like furry style.
Yeah.
You know, like an anthro.
I was
wolf.
gonna say, it's just weird that she didn't say anthro wolves.
Yeah. I mean, maybe furries weren't like as much of a scene back then.
Maybe. Or maybe James Patterson just wanted to stay very far away
Yeah,
from being furries.
from furries.
Yeah, I don't know, like, first of all, do spiders drop out of the sky? Like from a tree? Do
no.
they mean like
Oh.
when spiders
When
fall
they like
off of
descend.
Yeah, or something. Like, are
Like
they
sometimes,
on?
yeah, if you're like under a tree or on like a porch or something, a spider will like come down on a web in front of you.
Yeah. So are they like SWAT team Mission Impossible coming down
Ooh,
on ropes?
That's what I
I hope so.
assumed.
I'm assuming.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was just imagining them like plummeting from the sky.
No, I imagined like intense spy scene.
Yeah,
Dang.
me too.
I was actually, honestly, I imagined them like popping up from behind a tree or something. So like, I clearly just was not paying attention to the actual scene description, even though I wrote it down.
Gonna say because they came out of the sky.
They came out
Like
of the sky like
spiders.
spiders, and I'm imagining them like in a cartoon popping up from behind a hill, like ah.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that.
And
Or
they
like the
did not.
Ewoks when all of the Star Wars protagonists get caught in the net, and all the Ewoks just like stand up out of the ferns.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was imagining.
Oh,
that's
okay.
fun.
But that's not what happened.
Yeah. I do like if they come in because they didn't say, oh, and we heard a helicopter coming.
Yeah.
Which means like if they're Mission Impossible laying down, they're from like a stealth jet.
Whoa.
Which what science thing can afford a fucking stealth jet?
Yeah, I mean military though.
That's why it's like
Guess they are a
military.
military program.
Yeah.
Why, like, who else would get the funding to do A, unethical human experimentation, and B,
True.
just be like, I'm gonna put some wings on some people? They'd be like,
Yeah.
that's something the military would do.
That's
Yep.
absolutely correct. You're right.
If I get disappeared, it's because
The Canadian military is working on bird people and they caught
yeah,
us.
they came after me.
Yeah.
Avenge me.
Well, we'll see.
Oh,
Seems like a lot of work. I'm assuming they'll come after us next.
that's true. Sam will avenge me, right, Sam?
Yeah,
If I get unalived by the military.
yeah, of
Nice.
course.
Thanks,
Seems
Sam.
like obviously.
Obviously.
I'll take my 16 daggers.
Yeah.
We all know I'm gonna be the fighter when the apocalypse happens, but I really probably should
That's
learn
true.
how to fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
growing mushrooms or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that person in the like breaking news montage at the start of the movie where it's like 5 billion people died. I'll be one of those.
Yeah. I do just want to note about the erasers.
Uh-huh.
It says they have reddish glinting eyes.
Yeah.
I do want it noted that wolves have yellow, orange, hazel, brown, or green eyes.
Yes.
So like not red.
Not red.
But orange
Not
is
red.
reddish.
You can have the red if they like
If it's
at
night.
night.
Yeah.
You do like the glowy eyes at night from
Yeah.
the tapetum lucidum or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not night is the thing.
It's not night is the
It's
thing.
daytime is the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get into this more in the future, but I was a little bit surprised at all of the like topics that came up in this, and I was like, oh, we could talk about this, but it's something we already discussed in relation to either Twilight or Aragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could talk about it more.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure we will, because we'll be coming at things with like a different perspective and in a different set of like fantasy rules.
Yeah. And we can't rely on magic. Instead, we have to rely on weird science.
Weird science. Mad science.
Science fiction more than fantasy
Mhm.
in this
Yes.
one.
Heck yeah.
Maybe a fembot will show up.
I think one already did. It was
Is
Max
it
the
Iggy?
whole time. It's Iggy, I guess.
Iggy, the one who cooks.
Yeah.
No, it's Angel.
Aw.
It's probably Nudge. I feel like Nudge is. I feel like I have a memory of Nudge being like the aggressively feminine character.
I think so too. I remember that.
Yeah. Also, it's not Max and it's not Angel, and there has to be one because this book was written in 2005.
There are only 6 kinds of people, 3 of each gender, and
Yeah.
because there are only 2 genders.
Yeah. There's like the badass lady, the broody man, the beta man, the comedy relief man, the girly girl, and the evil girl.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
got him.
Yeah.
Yep. There they are.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Well, if you guys don't have anything more
No.
to say about this,
No.
let's guess what happens next.
I feel like it's harder without specific chapter
Without
titles
chapter
now.
titles.
Okay, do you want
Yeah.
me to tell you like the first?
Oh, the first line of the chapter or something?
Yeah. Okay, so chapter 5, there was no time to think.
Oh.
Well,
Well,
they're gonna try to run away.
Or fight the erasers.
Yeah.
Fight or flight.
Fight or flight.
Fight or flight.
Oh,
Probably
jeez.
flight.
Probably flight, if you think about it.
Yeah. Chapter
Okay.
6
God. Yeah.
is Max ?
Oh.
Oh, Jeb's gonna come back already.
I was thinking that's probably one of the other kids being like, "Fearless leader Max, what do we do?" Right?
Yeah, maybe.
Or it's one of the erasers being like, "Huh? It's Max?
Wait, you're those bird kids?
You're those bird kids?"
Yeah.
Okay. Chapter 7.
Uh-huh.
You see, that nightmare I had is actually hard to tell apart from my real life.
Okay. Well,
Well,
that we already talked about.
yeah.
Also, I think she already explicitly said that in one of these
Oh,
chapters.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, chapter 8.
Uh-huh.
We all have great vision. Raptor vision.
Ah.
Oh.
Okay, so they're mixed with raptors.
Yeah.
98% human,
No,
2%.
that's not what we're doing here. We're trying to guess what happens in the chapter.
They talk about what kind of birds?
No, they're keeping lookout probably. They probably
yeah.
got away and they're keeping lookout.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I agree with Sam.
Great. Well, I guess we'll find out next time.
Next
Sounds
time.
good.
Yeah. Next time on
Next time
Midlight
on
Crisis.
Midlight Crisis. No. First we're going to talk about what else we're reading.
Oh, yeah.
Getting ahead of ourselves. I still am not reading a whole lot, but I finally finished The City We Became, and
Ooh.
I really liked it. It was exactly my shit. Not the New York part, because I don't really know New York that well, but all the rest of it.
Uh-huh.
Very
Yeah.
good. Huge fan.
It's such
That's
a
good.
unique concept.
Very
Yeah.
unique.
I really like N.K. Jemisin's writing style. It's beautiful, is how I would describe it. So,
Wow.
yeah. And that's the only book I've read, which I started in May of 2022. I got there eventually.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah.
We're very proud of you.
Thanks. What about you guys?
Well, we're recording this in November, and so I finished our November Midlight Book Club book, which was Piranesi by Susanna Clark. It was weird. It was fun. It was a great time. Other than that, I am now reading The Lighthouse Witches by C.J. Cook, and I just want to say any book that has a friendly neighborhood basking shark is an automatic win for me. So 10 out of 10 so far.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. His name is Basil.
Aw.
Basil the basking shark.
I love that.
That's
That's
a really
so
good name.
cute.
It's so good.
Dang. Yeah, they did a good job with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you crying?
Sam starts crying over a basking shark.
I'm fine.
It's an emotionally fraught week.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna take over so Sam can compose herself.
Yes.
I finished the books I mentioned last time, which I believe were Ocean's Echo by Everina Maxwell and A Lady for a Duke by Alexis Hall. And I also finished Piranesi by Susanna Clark. All three of those books were amazing. But I finished Piranesi, which I was reading physically last night, and A Lady for a Duke, which I was listening to this afternoon. So currently, I'm only reading Eldest, but I will hopefully be starting another book tonight. We'll see which one it is. Stay
Cool.
tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned in January.
If you liked this chapter of Midlight Crisis, consider rating and reviewing us on Spotify or your podcatcher of choice. You can talk to us and find fun-related content on social media. We are at Midlight Pod on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Hopefully still on Twitter, maybe on something else by the time this comes out. I don't know, man. It's a weird time to be on social media. But all chapters of the show thus far are available on our website, which is midlightpod.podbean.com, and on YouTube.
And today we have a testimonial from Max. On a cool scale from 1 to 10, this podcast is an easy 15.
Hell yeah!
Wow.
God, that's so embarrassing to hear out loud, huh?